Hello bookworms, welcome to English class of grade 11. Today we are going to discuss unit 1 of section 1 of our newly published English textbook. So without delay, let's read the chapter. As you can see, this is section 1, language development, and here we have unit 1, education and humanity. Here we also find a quotation which has been quoted by one of the greatest Greek philosopher, Aristotle. He says, "The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet." What a beautiful and meaningful line it is. It gives an idea about the importance of education in humans' life. So moving further, there is a reading section. And in reading section, we can see here the title of our passage, Education First. So Education First is the title of our text today, which we are going to discuss with you. Before starting to read the passage, 3 different questions, question A, question B, and question C, are waiting for us. See, question A, who are these people? So in front of our screen, we can see 3 different people, the picture of 3 different people. So try to find out these people's name. Let me guess. This second picture is of one of the greatest scientists, Stephen Hawking, and this third picture is of a social worker from Pakistan, and she is also known to get Nobel Peace Prize as a youngest personality in the world. So first one I am leaving to you. Try to find out his name from the Google or any other source. Question number B is, what are they known for? How did education contribute to their success in life? Discuss with partner. So try to find out all those details about these 3 people. How did the education contribute to their success in life? Moving to the C question, that is, what do you think the text is about? So after reading the title of our text, Education First, and after looking these 3 different people, 3 different personalities, an idea comes in our mind that maybe the text is going to be about the education and its importance in human beings' life. As you can see, there is a section of notes. I have made this for your convenience. So any question, any word which is not familiar to you, all the answers are written over here. Try to go through it. So without delay, let's go further. So here we have a speech which was delivered by Malala Yousafzai at the United Nations Youth Assembly on 12th July 2013. What this little girl has done so extraordinary, or what has she achieved that she was invited to deliver a speech in this assembly? All our answers are hidden in this passage. So let's start to dig in. But before starting, let me clear you one thing. We have different slides in this video. So I will read each and every slide, and after reading that particular slide, I will give you the meaning. I will describe that slide's passage to you. Means not paragraph to paragraph according to the book, but according to my slide. So in one slide, how many paragraphs we have? We are going to discuss it. So if we are getting 3 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs in one slide, we are going to discuss it. And after that, the second slide. After that, the third slide. So I'll read it first, then I will describe it to you. I will explain it to you. So let's start. Today, it is an honor for me to be speaking again after a long time. Being here with such honorable people is a great moment in my life. I don't know where to begin my speech. I don't know what people would be expecting me to say. But first of all, thank you to God for whom we are all equal, and thank you to every person who has prayed for my fast recovery and a new life. I cannot believe how much love people have shown me. I have received thousands of good wish cards and gifts from all over the world. Thank you all. Thank you to all of them. Thank you to the children whose innocent words encouraged me. Thank you to my elders whose prayers strengthened me. I would like to thank my nurses, doctors, and all of the staff of the hospitals in Pakistan and the UK and the UAE governments who have helped me get better and recover my strength. I fully support Mr. Ban Ki-moon, the Secretary General in his Global Education First initiative, and the work of the UN Special Envoy, Mr. Gordon Brown, and I thank them both for the leadership they continue to give. They continue to inspire all of us to action. There are hundreds of human rights activists and social workers who are not only speaking for human rights, but who are struggling to achieve their goals of education, peace, and equality. Thousands of people have been killed by the terrorists and millions have been injured. I am just one of them. So here, Malala is addressing the audience, and she starts her speech by thanking the God, because everyone is equal in front of God's eyes. She thanks to people around the world who prayed for her fast recovery and a new life. She thanks to those people who sent her thousands of wish cards and gifts. She also thanks to the children for giving her strength. She shows her gratitude towards all the hospital staffs in Pakistan, the United Kingdom, and the United Arab Emirates governments who have supported her to recover her power. She supports Mr. Ban Ki-moon, the then Secretary General of United Nations, and Mr. Gordon Brown, the United Nations Special Diplomatic Representative, for their work on Global Education First initiative, and she thanks to both for their leadership. Malala says, hundreds of human rights activists are fighting and struggling for education, peace, and equality. And while trying to achieve these, thousands of people have been killed and millions have been injured so far. And she considers her one of them. So she considers her as a revolutionary fighter. Let's move to the next slide. So here I stand, one girl among many. I speak not for myself, but for all girls and boys. I raise up my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. Those who have fought for their rights, their right to live in peace, their right to be treated with dignity, their right to equality of opportunity, their right to be educated. On the 9th of October 2012, the Taliban shot me on the left side of my forehead. They shot my friends too. They thought that the bullets would silence us, but they failed. And then, out of that silence came thousands of voices. The terrorists thought that they would change our aims and stop our ambitions, but nothing changed in my life except this: weakness, fear, and hopelessness died. Strength, power, and courage was born. I am the same Malala. My ambitions are the same. My hopes are the same. My dreams are the same. I am not against anyone. Neither am I here to speak in terms of personal revenge against the Taliban or any other terrorist group. I am here to speak up for the right of education of every child. I want education for the sons and the daughters of all the extremists, especially the Taliban. So in this slide, Malala raises up her voice not to shout or cry, but to become the voice of victims and injured. She wants to raise up her voice for people who fought for their rights, such as right to live in peace, right to be treated with respect and dignity, right to equality of opportunity, and right to be educated. Malala further reveals that horrible incident when she was shot by Taliban, a terrorist group of Afghanistan, on her left side of her forehead on 9th of October 2012. According to her, the terrorists thought that the bullets and fear would make her silent, but in place of silence, thousands of other voices came out. The terrorists thought that they would change their goals and stop their ambitions, but they changed nothing at all. But because of this incident, her weakness, fear, and hopelessness died, and she became more powerful, more courageous, and more energetic. Nothing has changed. She is still the same Malala. Her ambitions are same, her hopes are same, and her dreams are same as before. She clears, here Malala clears that she is not against of anyone. She doesn't want to take revenge from Taliban who shot her, but today she is here in this assembly to speak up for the education of all the children. She also advocates education for the children of Taliban because she wants to change the world, and the world would be changed by education, not by the bullets. Let's move to the next slide. I hope you are understanding, you are getting my points. In this slide, let's start. I do not even hate the Talib who shot me, even if there is a gun in my hand and he stands in front of me. I would not shoot him. This is the compassion that I have learned from Muhammad, the Prophet of mercy, Jesus Christ, and Lord Buddha. This is the legacy of change that I have inherited from Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah. This is the philosophy of non-violence that I have learned from Gandhiji, Bacha Khan, and Mother Teresa. And this is the forgiveness that I have learned from my mother and father. This is what my soul is telling me: be peaceful and love everyone. We realize the importance of light when we see darkness. We realize the importance of our voice when we are silenced. In the same way, when we were in Swat, the north of Pakistan, we realized the importance of pens and books when we saw the guns. The wise saying, "the pen is mightier than sword," was true. The extremists are afraid of books and pens. The power of education frightens them. They are afraid of women. The power of the voice of women frightens them. And that is why they killed 14 innocent medical students in the recent attack in Quetta. And that is why they killed many female teachers and polio workers in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Fata. That is why they are blasting schools every day, because they were and they are afraid of change, afraid of the equality that will bring into our society. So let's explain this slide. So through these lines, Malala says that even if there was a gun in her hand and the Taliban terrorist stood in front of her, she would not kill him because she knows to forgive. She has taken such kindness from Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, the Prophet of mercy, Jesus Christ, and Lord Buddha. She has learnt courage to change the world by Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Furthermore, she has learnt non-violence from Mahatma Gandhi, Bacha Khan, and Mother Teresa. And at last, she claims that it was his father and mother who taught her forgiveness. So her father and mother taught her how to forgive people. Therefore, because of these learnings, her soul tells her to be peaceful and to share love to everyone. Malala says, we realize the importance of light when we see darkness, and we realize and understand the value of our own voice when we are silenced. Means, when we start to raise our voice, then only we get our rights. We pursue our rights. We enjoy our rights. She gives an example of her homeland, Swat, the North Pakistan, where she was surrounded by the terrorists, guns and bullets. There she realized the importance of pens and books, means she realized the importance of education. She says that she believes that the pen is mightier than sword. The extremists are afraid of power of education in her country, Pakistan. They are afraid of women and the power of voice of women. They got scared, therefore, they killed 14 medical students in Quetta, and many female teachers and polio workers became their prey and victims in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Fata. These terrorists, afraid of change and the equality that will come to our society. I hope you understood this slide. So let's move further. I remember that there was a boy in our school who was asked by a journalist, why are the Taliban against education? He answered very simply. By pointing to his book, he said, a Talib doesn't know what is written inside this book. They think that God is a tiny, little conservative being who would send girls to the hell just because of going to school. The terrorists are misusing the name of Islam and Pashtun society for their own personal benefits. Pakistan is a peace-loving democratic country. Pashtuns wants education for their daughters and sons, and Islam is a religion of peace, humanity, and brotherhood. Islam says that it is not only each child's right to get education, rather it is their duty and responsibility. Peace is necessary for education. In many parts of the world, wars and conflicts stop children to go to their schools. We are really tired of these wars. Women and children are suffering in many parts of the world in many ways. Young girls have to do domestic child labor and are forced to get married at early age. Poverty, ignorance, injustice, racism, and the deprivation of basic rights are the main problems faced by both men and women. Today, I am focusing on women's rights and girls' education because they are suffering the most. There was a time when women social activists asked men to stand up for their rights and for their voice. But this time, we will do it by ourselves. I am not telling men to step away from speaking for women's rights. Rather, I am focusing on women to be independent, to fight for themselves. So, let's explain these lines. Malala further says, once a journalist asked a boy of her school that why the Taliban is against of education. And the boy simply answered that a Talib doesn't know what is written inside the holy book of Quran. They are brainwashed and manipulated by some people, and therefore they think that the God is a very small orthodox creature who will punish the females if they get education. They are misusing our religion and dominating the Pashtun society for their personal advantage. Pakistan is a peace-loving nation, and Pashtun people want to educate their kids. They are ready for change, but Taliban is against of their will and wishes. She adds, Islam advocates peace, humanity, and fraternity, and it says that become an educated being is not only the basic right of a child, but it is our duty and responsibility to make him educated. She further says, the basic need for education is peace. Children are stopped going to schools because of wars and conflicts in many parts of the world. Women and children are being victimized the most because of wars and conflicts. Because of wars, young girls are being forced to do domestic child labor and are forced to get married in their early age. Around the world, both men and women are facing the problems such as poverty, ignorance, injustice, racism, and the removal of basic fundamental rights. Next, she draws an attention towards the women's rights and girls' education because they are the marginalized in society. Earlier, women used to call men for their help, but today the time has changed. Now women must raise their voice by themselves. It will make them stronger and more independent. However, she also believes that men and women should help each other. I hope you have understood this slide too. So let's move further. Let's read it. Now it's time to speak up. So today, we call upon the world leaders to change their strategic policies in favor of peace and prosperity. We call upon the world leaders that all the peace deals must protect women and children's rights. A deal that goes against the dignity of women and their rights is unacceptable. We call upon all governments to ensure free compulsory education for every child all over the world. We call upon all governments to fight against terrorism and violence to protect children from brutality and harm. We call upon the developed nations to support the expansion of educational opportunities for girls in the developing world. We call upon all communities to be tolerant, to reject prejudice based on caste, creed, sect, religion, or gender, to ensure freedom and equality for women so that they can flourish. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. So let's explain this slide too. Malala says, the time has come to speak with raised voice, with high-pitched voice. Therefore, she calls upon the global leaders to change their policies in order to establish peace and prosperity. Malala reminds to the global leaders that the all peace policies must secure women and children's rights. Any policy which can compromise the dignity or respect of women and their rights is unacceptable. It means if there is any policy which is not respecting the women, which does not protect the dignity of a woman, that particular policy will be unacceptable. She also requests the global leaders to ensure free mandatory or compulsory education to every child. She further calls them to fight against terrorism and violence to protect the children from brutality. She appeals to the developing countries to provide more educational chances, that is, opportunities for the females. Malala appeals to all communities to be calm and peaceful or tolerant in order to avoid prejudice which is based on caste, faith, sect, religion, or gender. She further says that we can't get success if half of our population, if half of our people are held back. If half of our population is held back, therefore, we must ensure freedom and equality for women. I hope you have understood. Let's move further. Let's read it. We call upon our sisters around the world to be brave, to embrace the strength within themselves and realize their full potential. We want schools and education for every child's bright future. We will continue our journey to our destination of peace and education for everyone. No one can stop us. We will speak for our rights and we will bring change through our voice. We must believe in the power and the strength of our words. Our words can change the world. Because we are all together united for the cause of education, and if we want to achieve our goal, then let us empower ourselves with the weapon of knowledge and let us shield ourselves with unity and togetherness. We must not forget that millions of people are suffering from poverty, injustice, and ignorance. We must not forget that millions of children are out of schools. We must not forget that our sisters and brothers are waiting for a bright, peaceful future. So, let us wage a global struggle against illiteracy, poverty, and terrorism, and let us pick up our books and pens. They are our most powerful weapons. One child, one teacher, one pen, and one book can change the world. Education is the only solution. Education first. So, in this way, we have completed this slide 2. So, before explaining this slide, I must tell you that I want to admire the speech of this girl, Malala Yousafzai. Very powerful speech, very emotional speech she has delivered, full of motivation, and she inspired us very much. So a big applause for her speech. So let's describe this slide 2. So she calls all the females around the world to be brave and to realize their inner power and ability. Malala suggests that in order to make a child's future, schools and education are very much needed. She hopes one day we will bring change through our voice, and to achieve this, we must not stop until we get it. We must believe in our words because our words can change the world. She further says, today we are together for the cause of education, and in order to achieve this goal, we must empower ourselves with the weapon of knowledge and protect us from unity and togetherness. Malala reminds that we must not forget that millions are suffering from poverty, injustice, and ignorance. Millions of children are unreachable to schools. They have not seen the face of the schools. And many of our brothers and sisters are eagerly waiting for the peaceful future. Therefore, let's fight against illiteracy, poverty, and terrorism, and let's pick up our books and pens because they are our weapons in this battle, in this war. At last, she concludes her speech by saying, in order to change the world, we need nothing but one child, one teacher, one pen, and one book. And for every problem of this world, education is the only solution. Therefore, in every government's agenda, education must come first. At last, we can see there, her name has been mentioned, Malala Yousafzai. So I hope you have understood this passage properly. And if you have any problem or you encounter any problem, try to comment in the comment box. Let's move further. What we are getting in this chapter. So we have ways with words here. Question A, find the words from the text which mean the following. A messenger or representative, especially one on a diplomatic mission. So that person is called envoy. We have already read. The state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect. That is called honorable. Remember and mind that H is silent there. Honorable. This is not honorable. C, harm done to someone in response to harm. That is called revenge. D number, a person who holds extreme views in political or religious matters. Extremist. E, sympathetic pity and concern for the suffering or misfortunes of others. That is called compassion. F, a person who is believed to speak for God. Prophet. All the answers are written over there. You can see. G, the study of the nature of knowledge, reality, and existence. That is called philosophy. The use of physical force so as to injure, abuse, damage, or destroy. That is called violence. And the last one, I, is an unreasonable dislike of a particular group of people or things. That is called hate. Let's move to the B question. Match the words on the left with their opposite meanings on the right. Honor. just opposite. It becomes disgrace. So you can find all the answers here. So without wasting our time, let's move further. There is a section C, using dictionary. How to use a dictionary. When we use dictionary to find out the meaning of any particular word, how many things we actually encounter, how many things actually we find. So these things we are going to discuss by some examples. Let us see. So it is written over there that dictionary contains at least 3 forms of information about a word. That is pronunciation. So how we call the word, what is the sound of the word class, and meaning. So you know what is the meaning of pronunciation, right? But maybe you are not familiar with word class, excuse me. So what is the meaning of word class? I have given here one of the classes into which the words are divided according to their grammar, such as noun, verb, adjective. In a short, as a synonym of the word class, we can call it parts of speech also. And how many parts of speech we have? We have 8 parts of speech. Noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection, right? So these are called the word class. So here, look at the following dictionary entry of the words humanity and humanize in Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, 9th edition. So I hope you have this dictionary. Try to buy it. If you don't have, it's a very relevant and very helpful dictionary so far. Now, the word humanity, humanity, and this is inside this slash, in italics, you can find the pronunciation of this word humanity, and this is noun. So word class of humanity is noun. And what is the meaning? And this you can see there, the capital U has been written inside the big bracket. It means uncountable. Uncountable noun. It's a noun, but uncountable. And what is the meaning? First meaning, see, the first meaning of humanity is people in general. Here is an example. He was found guilty of crimes against humanity. Second meaning of humanity is the state of being a person rather than a god, an animal, or a machine. And this is also a uncountable noun. The story, example is, the story was used to emphasize the humanity of Jesus, united by a sense of common humanity. Let's move to the third meaning of this word. Again, uncountable noun has been mentioned over here. The quality of being kind to people and animals by making sure that they do not suffer more than is necessary. The quality of being human. This is humanity, this is human. There is one word also, human, human, but this is human, E is mentioned at the last of this word. So the meaning, the example of this meaning is, the judge was praised for his courage and humanity. Here you can see in bold, OPP has been mentioned. So OPP stands for opposite. So humanity opposite, the word humanity's opposite is inhumanity. And fourth and the last meaning is the humanities. This is not actually humanity. Y has been removed and we have added IES. So this is PL, small p and small l. It stands for plural, singular and plural. So this stands for plural, right? Humanities. The subjects of study that are about the way people think and behave. For example, literature, language, history, and philosophy. If someone says that I am a BA student, right? So BA, Bachelor in Arts, right? So arts is also known as humanities. In modern English, we use humanities rather than arts. So it's a kind of a little extra knowledge I have given you. And the example of this meaning is, the college offers a wide range of courses in the arts and humanities. See, arts and humanities has come over here, right? And there is another word that is humanize. British English, see, BRE. BR stands for Britain and E stands for English. So British English, And I have also given you extra, word that is NAME, North American English, right? So British English. In British English, this is actually North American English, HUMANIZE. But in British English, it is HUMANISE. In place of ZE, we use SE. So this becomes, the pronunciation of this one is humanize, and this is verb. See, and STH. STH, it stands for something. So something, to make something more pleasant or suitable for people, to make something more human. See, again human has come, and here is the example of this meaning. These measures are intended to humanize the prison system. So I hope you are understanding the way I am explaining to you each and every terms of this chapter. So let's move further. Here are some questions. Section A, Section B, and Section C. Question A, B, and C. So let's read question A, number 1. What is the head word in the first entry? The head word, the main word, humanize, humanity, human, these all words actually has come from human, HUMAN, So human is a head word, main word, right? We can take another example also. Beauty is a head word for beautiful, beautiness, etc. and etc. Let's move to the second question. How many meanings of the word humanity are given? So we have found 4. Go through that section again and try to find out. I have already calculated, so counted, so that's why I have written here 4. Third question is, what do the abbreviations U, OPP, PL, and STH stands for? We have already discussed, right? Question 4 is, what is the British English spelling of humanize? That is ISE in place of ZE. How is the word humanize pronounced? I have written over here. You can see in that section also to clear yourself. And 6th question is, if we say every person should have the sense of humanity, which meaning of humanity is appealed? So the probable answer is the quality of being kind to people and animals by making sure that they do not suffer more than is necessary. This meaning has been given over there in that section in the previous page. Try to go and clear your concept. Let's move to the question B. Here is, arrange the following words in alphabetical order. So according to the dictionary, when you open up the dictionary to find out the meaning of any particular word which you desire to see, which you desire to find. So how you actually search your word or word's meaning? You go through letter by letter, in alphabetical order actually. Means, for example, if you want to see the meaning of a word apple, so first of all you have to open a dictionary and you have to go in the page where A has been mentioned, the first alphabetical letter. After going to the A, you have to go to the P, not to the B or C. You have to go to the P. So AP, again P, APP, and L and E. So you have to search in that particular order. So here we have to arrange these all words in alphabetical order. So you can see one example. There are 3 different questions, and one I have done all these 3, but I'm going to discuss only one. Rest you can see and you can understand very clearly. So this is advance, analysis, amuse, assure, allergy, attain, aid, anxiety, acute, agreement. So my probable answer is acute, because A You can see A in every word. All the words have been started by A. But after A, which letter, which immediate letter we have to take? After A, we have to see either uh, maybe there is A or not, maybe there is B or not, maybe there is C or not. So in this way we have to find out. So after A there is C. See, there is no C or B here. So after A, this is D, this is N, this is M, this is S, this is L, T, I, N, G, so A, C. And after that, U, T, E, so acute. Likewise, advance, agreement, aid, allergy, amuse, analysis, anxiety, assure, and at last attain. So in this way, I have made all the answers here. I have written all the answers here. So try to go through these. Let's move to the C question. Make a list of 5 new words from the reading text using a dictionary. Write their meanings and use the words in sentences of your own. So I'm leaving this question to you. Try to do yourself. Let's move further. And this is comprehension section, questions answer section. Answer the following questions. Question A. Why did speaker receive thousands of good wishes, cards and gifts from all over the world? Why she received? Because the speaker was shot by Taliban on the left side of her forehead and was hospitalized for her treatment and recovery. So the speaker received thousands of good wishes, cards and gifts from all over the world. Right? Let's move to the B question. Question B. According to the speaker, what are hundreds of human rights activists and social workers struggling for? So question B's answer is, according to the speaker, hundreds of human rights activists and social workers are struggling for achieving the goals of their education, peace and equality. Question C. What has she learned from Gandhi? She has learned the philosophy of non-violence from Gandhi. Question D. In what sense is peace necessary for education? In many parts of the world, wars and conflicts stop children to go to their schools. In this sense, peace is necessary for education, definitely. When there is war, there is no any concept of education. So we need peace to establish the education. Let's move to the E question. According to the speaker, what are the main problems faced by both men and women? So according to the speaker, poverty, ignorance, injustice, racism, and the deprivation of the basic rights are the main problems faced by both men and women. Moving to question F. What is Malala calling upon all governments? Answer is, Malala is calling upon all governments to ensure free compulsory education for every child all over the world and to fight against terrorism and violence to protect children from brutality and harm. And last question G. What is the main message of this speech? In order to change the world, we must acquire knowledge and education, because education is the only weapon against terrorism, poverty, discrimination, and other social taboo. Taboo means issues. Evils, social evils. This is the main message of this speech. So I hope you understood and you got my answers well. And if you have any query, any question regarding this, you can comment me in the comment box. Your comments are welcomed. Now moving further. Now here is the section of critical thinking. A, B, and C. We have 3 different questions, we can say. Question A. All children have the right to quality education. We all know this. How can we ensure this right to every child? Discuss the role of the government and the parents to make sure that every child can attend school. So you can see here, I have written a probable answer. This answer is written by me. So try to go through it for your concept, but try to brainstorm, try to get more facts from newspapers and other sources and try to write by yourself. The more you try, the more you become smart, or smarter and smarter. So let's go to the B question. Do you think that there is still discrimination between sons and daughters in terms of providing education in our country? What strategies do you suggest to overcome such discrimination against girls? Again, the probable answer has been written by me here. It has been mentioned, again I am saying to you only for your concept. Try to go through this, but do not make this as your own answer. Try to write yourself. Try to brainstorm, try to think. The answer will come naturally. Now, question C. A Chinese philosopher Confucius said, if your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. If your plan is for 100 years, educate children. What is the meaning of this saying? Elaborate this with examples. Again, I have written answer here, a probable answer, my opinion, my view regarding this question. So try to Google who was or who is Confucius. You are going to get millions of facts about him, and maybe you will get any idea about this question also, so that you can make answers by yourself. So let's move further. Or if you have any query regarding this, you can comment me in the comment box also. You are most welcome for that. So let's move further. Here we have writing section. Recall your school days. Write in 3 paragraphs of an event that you always remember. Any event. There are multiple events in my life, when I was in my school. During my school days, multiple things we have done, if I talk about myself. So I also think that maybe there are multiple different events, in your mind, which you have done in your school days, during your school days. So try to write 3 paragraphs about that particular event. Or if you have many events, then it's also, you can, mention in your notebook. Recall means to remember. Question B, education empowers a person. Education gives power to a person, right? Education strengthens a person. Elaborate, explain this statement, this line, giving examples of your personal experience. So maybe you have experienced such type of, incident that education empowers a person. You have seen by your own eyes. So try to write down in your notebook, whatever your personal experience is about education empowers a person, which can justify this line. Education empowers a person, which can give the meaning to this line. Next is grammar section and word classes. See, so what is the word class? It has been mentioned over here in A number. See, in this section, word class refers to the category of words of similar form or function. Another name of word class is a parts of speech. We have already discussed, right? Word class means parts of speech, right? There are eight parts of speech. If I have to recall, if I have to remind you, in the text below, there is a text, see? In the text below, certain words are underlined. While you read, try to identify, try to find out which word class they belong to. So I'm not going to read it all, because we have to save our time also, and our video will be longer and longer, and it will be a time-taking process. So that's why I'm just going to give you the answers which are underlined, that which word class they refer to. So this is governments. So governments, actually government is a noun. So it has been mentioned in the book also. You can go through your book and you can find out the answer. Government. Temporarily. So at the end there is ly. So most of the word which contain ly at the end, they are considered as adverb. I said most of the words, not every word. So not all the words. So that's why try to be aware. So temporarily is an adverb. Next is affected. See, affected. Yes, here it is. So affected has made by the word affect, and affect is a verb. We all know this, right? And next one is and is a conjunction. We know this already. We know this. And there is let's go further. There is in. In is a preposition, immediate or immediate, that is an adjective. And the last one is the global coalition members. So the is a determiner. So let's move further. There is question B. Classify the underlined words into different word classes. We have to classify. We have to tell which word class these words refer to. So question A. The man who is wearing glasses is my uncle's friend. So who is a pronoun, especially reflexive pronoun. And wearing has made by the word wear. Wear means to put on the cloth, right? So to put on anything. So wearing is a verb. And next one is my. My is a pronoun and possessive pronoun. My mobile phone means I own this mobile phone. I possess this mobile phone. So my is a possessive pronoun. B question is, I bought a round table in the supermarket. So round, see, underlined word. Round is the name of the shape. It gives an idea about the shape of something, that is round table. So whenever we are talking about the shape, it means it is an adjective. So round is an adjective here, we have written here. And in the supermarket, so the is, determiner. We can consider it as an article also. Now C is, alas, she is dead. Alas, she is dead. Now alas, alas is an interjection. Wow. Oh, hooray. These all are interjection, right? Alas, And there is is. Is verb. And which verb? We already know this. Either auxiliary, we can call it, or helping verb. D number, question D. Hari works very hard all the time, but his wife is very lazy. So hard, harder, hardest, adjective, right? Positive, comparative, and superlative degree. So this is an adjective, hard. But is a conjunction. Wife is a noun, and very is a adverb. Very is an adverb. Now E question is, I have never been to Japan. So never is an adverb, and to, we all know this, that this is a preposition. Moving to the C question, read a paragraph of an English newspaper and make a list of about 20 words, categorize them into different word classes. You can refer to the grammar book for help. Try to do by yourself. Very easy question, and a kind of creative question too. It will boost up your vocabulary, as well as it will boost up your knowledge about word classes and different words meanings too. So try to do this. Let's move to the listening. And listening is not very important for us because we don't have any listening material. So it has not been given to the book, in the book. So that's why it's not very important. But there is a question which attracted me, that is question A. What is your major optional subject in grade 11? You have newly admitted in grade 11. You are newly promoted to grade 11, right? So what is your major optional subject in grade 11? Why are you interested in the subject that you have chosen? So why? What was the reason? What was the cause actually behind choosing that particular optional subject? Why you have chosen that subject? You have to write down in your notebook as a passage, as a paragraph, sorry. Write it. And it would be better if you are writing as a paragraph, a short paragraph, and you are, writing in my comment box. It will be, a very much, welcoming for me. I'll appreciate it. Now, moving further to the D question. Let us see the D question. Most students have difficulty in deciding what to study after high school. Did you also have that problem? Work in a group of 3 and share the dilemma. Dilemma means confusion. What to do, what not to do, you don't know. You had and how you decided to study the subject that you have chosen. So question is saying that the meaning of this question is, this is a common problem in students' life, that whenever they are passing, whenever they pass their high school and they are going to appear for next class, they are going to promote for the next class, then, to decide what to study, which subject to choose, they face a lot of problem. So did you also have that problem? The writer is asking to us. Maybe, I'm not very much sure, but probability is there that maybe you have also encountered such problem. So work in a group of 3 and share the dilemma, the confusion, the same situation, confusing situation you had, and how you decided to study the subject that you have chosen. So why you decided that particular subject which you have chosen. So try to do by yourself. Next, speaking section, we have expressing good wishes. So before starting this section, let us talk about the good wishes. When we give someone good wishes, when we express our good wishes to someone, when something is going to be happen, something good is going to be happen, something which make us happy, that event, those events, in that particular moment, we express good wishes to others, right? So before starting all these, whatever it is written in our book, I want to draw your attention. I have given here in the box on the right hand side of your screen, expressing good wishes. These are only a mere examples, right? These are only examples, some examples. There are many expressing good wishes. In many ways you can express your good wishes to others. These are only examples, some few examples to you. Now, number 1, all the best. Wish you all the best. Wish you a quick recovery when somebody is ill or sick. Get well soon for same purpose. Congratulations when somebody has achieved his goal or he's completed any examination or passed an examination. Congrats is the short term of congratulations. Best of luck when somebody is going to, appear in examination, or if somebody is going to face any interview, So best of luck. Many happy returns of the day. May you live long. Happy birthday, or happy birthday to you. These 3 terms are used for, wishing someone, on his birthday, his or her birthday. And next one is happy journey, or wishing you a memorable and happy trip. So these 2 terms are for those people. You have to express your wish to those people who are living, for somewhere, who are going somewhere. They are going to start their journey. So happy journey, wishing you a memorable and a happy trip. So here we have expressing good wishes. We use certain patterns to express good wishes. So we have 2 different boxes in front of us, but I'm going to read only one, and rest you have to complete by yourself. So you see here there are 2 persons, Ali and Anju. So Ali is saying, hello Anju, how are you coming to Rita's house tonight? Anju is answering, no, I'm afraid I can't. Ali, why? Don't you want to join us at the birthday party? Anju is saying, of course, I would love to, but I have a speech contest tomorrow. I have to prepare for that. Ali is saying, okay, I understand. I wish you all the best. Now he is expressing his good wishes for Anju because, she have a speech contest tomorrow, and she was actually preparing for that. So that's why he is wishing her all the best, right? And Anju is replying with thanks. Ali is saying, you are welcome, Anju. So these are the examples already we have discussed. Now let's go to the B section. Work in pairs. Write how you would express good wishes in these situations. So question A is, your sister is taking an IELTS test. So what you have to say to her, how you can express good wishes to her, that best of luck. Best of luck. And B, Question B, one of your friends is attending a job interview and you meet him or her in the street. So again, best of luck, right? And C, it's your friend's birthday. Definitely you can say happy birthday to you, happy birthday, or maybe you live long, or many happy returns of the day. D, question D, your friend is leaving for holiday abroad and you met her at the airport. So you have to say, you have to express good wish to her by saying happy journey or wishing you a memorable and happy trip, whatever you feel like to express. So I hope you have understood this expressing good wishes section 2, this term 2. If you have any query, please comment me in the comment box. Let's move to the next slide. Now, another grammatical portion is waiting for us. Contracted forms of verbs. Contracted forms of verbs. So what do we mean by contract or contracted forms of verbs? I have given you the idea here, see, in this box on your right hand side of your screen. The word contracted has come from the word contraction, see, which means short words made by putting two words together. We are mixing, we are joining two words together and omitting. Omitting means removing some letters which are replaced by an apostrophe. Exempli gratia has been mentioned here. See, there is a sentence, there is one sentence, but one is without contraction, or we can say normal sentence, and second is with contraction. So let us see the first one. He does not go to school. See, he does not go to school. And when we are using contraction forms of verb, then he doesn't. So when we have written doesn't, you can see here DOES. We have written DOES as it is, and as far as the not is concerned, NOT. So NOT, O is omitted, or O has been omitted here. O has been removed here. So in place of O, we have written apostrophe. We have mentioned apostrophe, right? Because we have said that we put two words together and omit and remove some letters which are replaced by an apostrophe. So he doesn't go to school. Here does and not are added where the letter O is omitted or removed and the O is replaced by an apostrophe, right? So you can see some examples over here, and there are some pronunciation of the contracted forms of verbs also. There is a slight difference between contracted forms pronunciation and the pronunciation of without contracted form of normal forms of verbs. So let us see some examples are mentioned over here. See, this is the contracted form of I am. This is I am, this is am. So I'm feeling tired, I am feeling tired. So you can recognize, you can feel that what is the difference actually we are getting from here. So I'm feeling tired and I am feeling tired. He's watching TV, he is watching TV. It's ready now, it is ready now. She has lost the key, she's lost the key, and she has lost the key. Janak's gone out, or Janak's gone out. Janak has gone out. We were working hard, and here we are working hard. I have composed a song. I have composed a song. They'll come soon. They will come soon. I'd like to have a cup of tea, or I'd like to have a cup of tea. And here it is, I would like to have a cup of tea. Who's your favorite singer? Who is your favorite singer? So I hope you got the main idea, the main theme, that what is the basic difference between the pronunciation of contracted forms of verbs and without contracted forms, normal forms of verbs. So here are some examples. So try to go through these, and it is also given here, note that contracted forms of the verbs are common in spoken English. Remember, mind it, that this is for common only in spoken English, but in written English, when we are writing, you know, then it's informal. It is, you know, not seen very formal, and try to avoid when you are writing it, you know. So while writing English, try to avoid these contracted form and write in a normal forms of verbs. But in speaking, no problem. In speaking, we can say dunno. So dunno or dunno, dunno, it actually stands for don't know. So I don't know, I don't know, or I don't know. We can say in speaking form, no problem, you know. So that's why try to avoid this. Last one is project work. We have project work. What is the project work? Visit a woman who is famous in your community. Ask her questions, how she was able to attend school and the struggle she made for education. Prepare a poster of her life story and present it in class. So I hope there are some women who are living in your society, in your locality, and among them some are very successful, or some are entrepreneur, or some are officers, or somehow some are engaged in some social work or in any government sector, so government service. So the project work says to us that try to go to that particular woman whom you know well, and try to ask some questions, that how she was able to attend school, and how the struggle, what was the actually struggle she you know did to get education. And prepare a poster. You know how to prepare a poster, we have studied in grade 9 and grade 10 too, right? So prepare a poster of her life story and present it in class. So guys, my bookworms, you know I am a bookworm, and I'll call you the bookworms too, because you are listening and I am saying. So there is a bond between us. If I'm a bookworm, and you know and if you have subscribed my channel, and if you have come and visiting my channel, and you are going through these all slides, and all these grammatical portions and lessons, it means you are also a bookworm, right? So there is a bond between you and me. So in this way we have completed this slide, this lesson 2, and let us see what is next waiting for us. And these are some list of shortened forms, that is contracted forms of the verbs. You can go through it. And yes, it's a corona time, so stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you so much.